All right. Welcome back to Eyes Open Media. Yeah. So yesterday our body finally made the announcement of full liberation in Mosul to the media because the media was really bugging him and saying, "Hey, come on, man, uh, tell us in our face that you're liberated." And so he did. It looked like a pre-recording video, him standing there without everybody and holding the flag up. But either way, he released it. They all released it to the media, to the state media that was really questioning if it was liberated or not. So they did it yesterday. Today was the day of celebration parade in Baghdad, and they did some fireworks and stuff like that. We'll talk about that in a second. Also, ISIS is confirming, what Iran and Russia has already confirmed that Baghdadi is gone and has died, and they're looking for a new leader. Okay, and remember what I told you guys about that? I told you guys that Mosul and basically the Al Nuri Mosque was a signal of liberation in Mosul. So once we got that, we knew we were at the end, right, of Mosul, and when they were going to make the announcement within days. For me personally, I thought it was going to be within hours, but of course they held it up within days. So, well, after days after the Al Nuri Mosque, then we finally saw the full liberation of Mosul. And for me personally, it was already over, but they kept delaying and delaying it because of children and other people that were trapped and whatever stories they wanted to come up with is fine, whatever. But okay, and I told you guys once we saw that we were going to hear that Baghdadi is confirmed dead, and just like when we saw the news about the Al Nuri Mosque, we then saw news about Baghdadi from Iran being confirmed dead. Russia was confirming it 99.9%. Now today, after Abadi announces the full liberation of Mosul yesterday, and the parades happened today, ISIS comes out and says that he is dead, and that they are going to be looking for a new leader, and of course uh, I guess some spatting and some riff rats or whatever you want to call it inside the camp of Daesh went crazy. They already knew he was dead, but I'm saying that they probably are they're disagreeing on who should be the new leader and blah blah blah. Who cares, right? Um, but for us personally, we were talking on this channel about that the Al Nuri Mosque will be the sign of liberation, and Baghdadi will be the sign of internationalism, revaluation. So we want to see that, since everybody now, America has not confirmed that Baghdadi is dead. Okay, they have not confirmed it. Matter of fact, today I think the Pentagon came out today and said something about it. But first, let's get into this real quick here. And let's read what Rex Tillerson said, the Secretary of the State, about the liberation of Mosul. So this was a statement, I guess, was from yesterday. It says, on behalf of President Donald Trump, and the American people, I congratulate Prime Minister Abadi on the Iraqi people on their liberation of Mosul. This is a critical milestone in the global fight against ISIS, and underscores the success of the international effort led by the Iraqi security forces. We honor the sacrifices of the Iraqi security forces and Iraqi people, as well as the Kurdish Peshmerga, in achieving this victory, and express condolences for the many lives lost in the operation. During ISIS' brutal occupation of Mosul, it terrorized and brutally murdered thousands of civilians. By the way, which we allowed them to do that, and so did the rest of the world. So we can't really say condolences to the civilians and then explain what ISIS did when we allowed them to do that. It's kind of weird, right? But anyways, let's continue to read here. Brutally murdered thousands of civilians, used mosques, schools, and hospitals as bombs, buildings, facilities, and fighting positions, and just recently facing defeat, destroyed the historic Al Nuri Mosque and Al Hadbab Minaret, or whatever it is called. Um, let's see here. Under Iraqi leadership, the United States of America and our coalition partners will continue to work closely with the United Nations to stabilize liberated areas throughout Mosul, supporting the return of displaced civilians to their homes. I think they were talking about 5,000 are returning to their homes this week. There is still much more work to be done to defeat this enemy. Uh, the global coalition will continue to stand with our Iraqi partners to ensure that ISIS is defeated wherever it remains in Iraq. Okay, now we know ISIS is still in Iraq. It's in Rawa. It's in Rawa City. It's in Telahar City. It's in they're in Qaim, and they're also in um, what's the last one? Hawaii. Okay, so those are the four areas that ISIS are still in. Now, those areas are cornered. Okay, they are circulated, and they are basically ISIS is cornered in those areas because the how the Iraqi forces and the PMUs and all the other Peshmergas and stuff, and also the coalition, they made sure that they circled around those areas, and then they came back to Mosul to finish the Al Nuri Mosque and liberate the old Mosul city. So those areas are surrounded. ISIS is surrounded in those areas, and they're going to go now and get those areas as well. But for the mainstream media and for the rest of the world, they don't know about that. They only know about Mosul. So that was the main focus of liberation. For Iraq to say to the world, we are liberated, come on in and start investing into Iraq. Okay. As you can see here, it says Baghdad celebrates liberation of Mosul, Iraqi flags and fireworks. Okay, so, and this was held today and this evening at the Grand Mass ceremony at Tahrir Square. So a Grand Mass ceremony at Tahrir Square. Yesterday I said if we saw Dr. Shabibi at this place, that would be an awesome sign for the monetary reform. I don't know if anybody's seen him there, but I was like, I told you guys that most likely he probably won't be there. He's old. He's chilling back in whatever he's in, Switzerland or whatever he's at. Wouldn't that I mean, but that's like I said, it would be a shock. But I would be happy if I did see him. But I think he's moved on. I mean, maybe he's just gonna relax now, his rest of his life, and just relax and chill. So, anyways, says here, distribute about 42,000 Iraqi flags. Isn't it crazy? It seems like they're. And remember when we were studying this investment, and we were saying that, and I was saying that Iraq is becoming us. They're gonna become us for a short period of time. They're gonna be patriotic. We're not. We're going the opposite way, and they're becoming us. We're no longer a country that's patriotic any longer. If you wave the flag, people, will stomp on your flag. Like Iraq is now becoming us. They love their country. They're getting in love with their country again, waving flags, fireworks and flags and all types of stuff. And this is like a mind control thing which is going on in Iraq, so they could love their country again. A country that, I mean, they've always loved the country, but a lot of the citizens are depressed because of the politicians. So now it's a way to mentally get the Iraqi psyche back to loving the country, representing their flag, waving their flags high. We don't see that in America any longer, right? A lot of people in America hate the American flag. They hate everything America stands for now. So we're going in the opposite direction. Iraq's going into the direction of freedom and liberty, like we used to have. And yeah, so this is interesting how the tales of two. Of course, Donald Trump's trying to bring that back to America. But yeah, a lot of people are fighting it, right, in America. They're living in America and they're fighting patrioticism and all the other stuff, right? So it's kind of weird, but yeah. Anyways, Iraq is becoming patriotic and democratic, or not democratic, but democracy. Okay, and they'll probably have a liberal side and a Republican side, or I guess you want to call it Sunni and Shia or whatever, and the Kurds. And they'll see what happens. We'll see if they break off into three. Barzani was talking about that today in meetings about the Kurdistan independence and how they've been burnt in the past so many times by people telling them to not go independent. We'll give you oil, we'll give you partnership deals, and then when they do say, okay, let's do that, then let's see how it works, they turn out to get burnt again. So they're not listening to anybody this time. They've listened to everybody for past, years and years and years, and with no results. The best results is for them to hold a referendum and go independent and split Iraq into basically three parts: Kurdish, Shiite, and Sunni. And because they've been told so many lies from the Shiites and the Sunnis that they no longer want to even believe anything they say. So I don't blame them, and independence is the right way to go, in my opinion, for the Kurdistan region. Um, let's see here. Because even under a body, they didn't even get anything, right? They were barely getting their oil revenues under a body. A body would send them 1/3 of their oil revenues. It was ridiculous. So they were getting played by him as well. Okay, so it says here 5,000 displaced people are returning to Mosul Victory Day. Okay, so as you can see here, the little girl holding on has the white flag up. Okay. So 5,000 people returning to the areas. Well, it says 4,900. I don't know how they even know these exact numbers like that. I don't even think. I think they just. How do you know there's 4,952 people displaced? You know what I mean? Like, how do you know that number? Like, you can't. But anyway, that's the number they're quoting, and that's the number I guess they have. Somebody has done some type of research or study, and that's the number that they got. So they're gonna run with that number, and it is what it is. I guess it might be the transportation agency or whatever. I don't know. Let me see here. The field ministry team organized today the return of some 4,952 displaced from the southern and eastern axis of the city of Mosul camps to neighborhoods and areas of Nineveh province. Okay, so that is about it. That wraps this up. So normal life is returning back into Mosul. We had the fireworks and celebrations again today in Baghdad. The GOI is gone for the rest of the week. They'll be back, I think, on Sunday. That's the beginning of the week, right? So Sunday, I think the GOI returns on Sunday or Monday. I can't remember. And I'm not sure what Alak is doing. He should be in D.C. With the delegation with the CBI, with talking to the World Bank and the IMF and all the people in D.C. That they need to talk to. And hopefully we see some type of movement or something from Alak, and he makes it very clear that he's they're going international. But I don't want Alak to come out and tell us that he's raising the value. That's not what I want him to do, because in my opinion, if he does that, I know there's people saying that there was an article going around that he did an interview, and he said that July would be the month that he does raise the value. Now, that article or whatever, that article was, I guess, taken down from the net, and that's good news to me. Okay, because I made a video probably that same day, and not knowing that Alak did an interview of saying that. I did a video on the main channel saying that I don't want to hear Alak come out and say that he's raising the value, because that was the mistake Dr. Shabibi made. Remember, Dr. Shabibi made that mistake back in, 2012, when he told the world that he was revaluing the currency, and guess what happened? Maliki heard it, saw it, and he threw him and all the CBI members into prison, right? And he locked the CBI down for a whole week, and the government was down. I mean, everything was locked down for a whole week, and it basically destroyed the economy, right? So we don't want Alak making it public that he's about to make a move. We just want Alak to make the move, because if he makes it public, then Maliki and his goons and everybody and all the people that don't want to see this happen, they are going to wake up all their sleeper cells, and They're gonna wake up everything that they can, and they're gonna do everything they possibly can do to make sure he doesn't push that button, or he doesn't make that happen. So that's one of the reasons why that video or that article was taken down immediately. For those that said they saw the article and then they said that they couldn't find the article any longer, it was taken down. So that's a good sign. We don't want to see that article at all. We don't want to see a lock make that mistake like Shabibi did. Okay, we want a lock to just do it. Okay, just do it and get it over with, and everybody wakes up to it like, oh snap, you know what I mean, or whatever the case may be. But we don't want him to make that. We don't want him to say it, so then the militants or all the enemies of a revaluation come to or start blowing up everything around Iraq, and then there's no stability and security, and Allah can't do it. We just want him to wake up, feel like it's the right time, know that it's the right time, and go ahead and do it. And that's it. And then once he do it, then he can make the statement. Then it's too late, right, for anybody to do anything. So that's what we're looking for. I'm pretty sure Maliki has connected with Alak and told him, don't do it, don't do this to me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure he has. Wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Maliki's the one who put him in there. So I'm pretty sure, he's and I'm pretty sure that Alak is telling him, it's out of my hands. It's already done. The IMF's going to give us the numbers, and it's gonna be implemented in the website. It's too late, So that's probably what he's telling Maliki now. Anyways, talk to you guys later. We'll keep watching this closely, and we're going till now until 1118, and then we're done with Iraq. So hopefully something happens between this time frame, and the Dinar community said, give us Mosul, and we should see great things. So Mosul's given. Let's see the great things. Let's see the great things happen now, especially that ISIS is calling Baghdadi. Now of course, I want to hear America call it too, but right now America's saying it's not confirmed. So we'll wait till America says it's confirmed, and once America says it's confirmed, then I think good things are going to happen as well. So peace out, everybody. Eyes open. Bye.